Hey guys, it's Adam and daylight savings time has officially started, which means I was almost able to record this video in natural sunlight. I did start a little too late, so it's almost gone, but anyways, I did get a lot of packages, so let's take a look. So starting with Switch games, I've got Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, although I did already have the second one for the PS4, but I wanted to get the first one for the Switch, and this is the only bundle that you can buy. You can buy the first one in itself, at least not physically, so I've decided to get both of them, and I might end up trading the download code for the second one for something else with someone, I guess. There's a little bit of packaging material that's stuck to it, but I think that's fine, I will clean it off later. And I've got the Mega Man Legacy Collection 0ZX pack, which includes a lot of GBA games and Nintendo DS games for the Switch. Moving on with PlayStation games, I've got Yakuza 0, and I think this was the only Yakuza game that I was missing from my collection, except for Yakuza 7, which is a new one for the PlayStation 7. Yakuza Like a Dragon in Europe and the US. So that's the one that I'm missing, but that's still in production, so I'm not really worried about. Most of the team for this month was buying games that I wanted to buy brand new, that were barely in stock anywhere, so I kinda wanted to just get them quickly before they finally run out of stock everywhere. So another game that I was barely able to buy was Metal Gear Solid 5, the Definitive Edition, which does include Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, including all DLCs, and also it says Metal Gear Online and all DLC. I actually haven't even heard of Metal Gear Online. Well, anyways, by the time I will be playing it, the servers will be shut down anyway, so doesn't really matter. So for Final Fantasy, I'm missing a couple of pieces. This is Final Fantasy X and X2 for the PlayStation 4. I am missing, I think, 15 that I wanted to buy. There are a couple of other Final Fantasy games on the PS4, and especially the remasters and retro collections and things like that. But I think I wanted to buy X and X2 and maybe 15, but I haven't ordered that one, so we'll see if I get one. Oh, and actually for the Yakuza series, I was missing Yakuza Kiwami as well, which is the remaster of the first game, but it arrived a couple of days earlier, so I was already considering it that I have it, so that's why I said the Zero was the only one was missing. And I've got Crash Bandicoot, the Endscreen trilogy, which includes the first 3 games, all remastered. I was thinking about buying Crash Bandicoot 4 as well, but I believe I will be able to buy that next month as well, and money is getting a little tight this month, so I decided to postpone that purchase and just get the Endscreen trilogy first. And last but not least, I've got 2 games for the Xbox One, even though I don't even have an Xbox One. But anyway, my friend has an Xbox Series X, which I will be purchasing from him when he gets bored of it later down the line, which will probably take some years, but that doesn't really matter. I will be able to get that later on. I'm not in a rush. So we have Halo, the Master Chief Collection, which includes Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, which is a remaster. It includes Halo 2 Anniversary Edition, which is also a remaster, and then Halo 3 and 4. So the only thing missing from this is actually just Halo Reach, because Master Chief was not a part of Halo Reach, or at least not a core part. If I remember correctly, he was in a cinematic at the very end, but he was not a main character in that game. And you've got Halo 5, which I haven't purchased. I did have an Xbox 360, in fact I still have it, and I've purchased Halo 3 and 4 back in the day, but for some reason I didn't end up buying an Xbox One, and therefore I didn't even end up buying a Halo 5 as well. So now I've corrected that mistake, and I have all of these, and I actually also have the Ultimate Edition for Gears of War, which is a remaster for the very first game, if I'm not mistaken. But as you can probably tell, if the camera manages to focus, it is a broken box up here at the corner, and there's also a piece missing, and the issue with that is that as I'm moving it around, I can't really hear that little piece moving around, and it is technically sealed, so that little piece should be in there, which kind of indicates that it might be a repackaged used game. So I will contact Amazon about it and see what we can do about that. But that's it for the games, and I've got a lot of controllers this month for the Nintendo Switch Online, so let's take a look at those. Oh, I actually almost forgot that I've got a couple of new releases this month as well, including Octopath Traveler 2, which I think I've showed in last month's recap, but I'm not sure if I've showed that I've got the Steelbook with it as well, because I think I picked up the Steelbook a couple of days later after recording the recap, or I guess I should have checked the video, but I kind of forgot, so maybe I've showed it already, maybe I haven't. But after that we've got Metroid Prime Remastered released, which is a remaster for the very first Metroid Prime game on Nintendo GameCube, and I'm kind of hoping that we will see Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered as well, or at the very least see a GameCube Nintendo Switch Online emulator and see those games be playable. Although I guess it would be nice if they would be releasing a remastered trilogy. Actually, I was expecting they would release a remastered trilogy, but they decided to release the first one only. Typical Nintendo fashion, they will be releasing what people actually want, but in a very slow manner, so they will be keeping up the hype consistently. And I think it's actually working really well for them, so I can't blame them. So we got Metroid Prime Remastered, and hopefully we can see 2 and 3 soon, but we'll see about that. However, we've also had the new Bayonetta game, Cereza and the Lost Demon. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is an interesting change for the Bayonetta series. It's very cartoony and very different from the original Bayonetta trilogy. And with that, I've also got this incredibly nice looking steelbook. It has gold text on a dark blue lightly textured background. It's looking really nice. I think this might be the best looking steelbook that I have in my collection, although this Octopath Traveler one is also really nice looking, but I think this Cereza one might be the most classy and beautiful looking steelbook in my collection. So now that's it for the games, and I've got a couple of controllers this month. Let's take a look at those. So I was actually really lucky this month because I've managed to get all of the Nintendo Switch Online controllers. I have to keep it at an angle so it doesn't really reflect too much, but I've got the NES controllers. It comes as a pair in itself, so I've got 2 of those. I've also purchased 2 of the SNES controllers, 2 of the Mega Drive controllers, and finally, I was really hoping to get this one. I have actually managed to do so, and I've got 2 of the Nintendo 64 Switch Online controllers, which was actually a really lucky find. I didn't think I would be able to get this because it was like always out of stock, but I think I've read somewhere, probably on Reddit, from someone's comment, that they do get restocked every so often, like every couple of weeks, but the issue is that they run out of stock in like a few hours or maybe even less, so you just have to keep your eye out for it and you might be able to get this. So I actually decided to just open all of the Nintendo Switch Online controller pages for the German Nintendo site. I think the German one is the biggest in Europe, so I thought that would be my best option. So I kept refreshing those pages like multiple times a day, like 30 minutes or every hour or something like that, or whenever it just came to my mind that I haven't refreshed it in quite a while. And the first one I managed to get was the NES version, and I think like a day or 2 later the Mega Drive controllers were available as well. So I thought, okay, this is working, so let's keep it up. And I kept refreshing those pages for a couple more days, and I got the the SNES controller as well. And I was like, okay, I'm only missing the Nintendo 64 version, like I should just keep doing this and I will find it. And then I've read a news article that the Australian Nintendo site was getting restocks, so I was hoping, okay, maybe the German one will get one as well. And it did take a couple of days, but they actually did get restock, which was quite a good start to my day. Yes, I woke up, sat in front of my PC and refreshed the page, and it was available for order. So I'm actually really happy about these. The most important ones were the SNES version for playing pretty much any kind of retro game or any kind of 2D game. It has a lot of buttons, unlike the NES version, and it has a classic D-pad, which I was hoping to get. I also haven't played a bunch of SNES games. I think the only one I finished was Super Metroid. So on my backlog I have all of the Mega Man games for the SNES and Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, so obviously it will be a really nice addition to the retro immersion. And the N64 controller is just so unique, I just had to get one. Like, the button mapping on the N64 Switch Online map is pretty bad for modern controllers. I think the best way to play them is to actually just get one of these, if you can. It does take quite a bit of effort. I think if you want to get any of these controllers, the best thing you can do is just open all of those pages and just refresh them every like 15-30 minutes. Obviously you can write a script for that as well, but anyways, I did it manually because I felt like a bit more like deserving of these if I manually refresh the pages instead of just running a bot or something like that. I didn't want to do that. I also wanted to make sure I don't get like blocked from the website, so that was a crucial decision, and it was worth it in the end. I've got all of the controllers that I wanted, and they will actually come in really handy in just a moment here, because I've been playing the Legend of Zelda series in chronological order, and I've just finished the Minish Cap and the GBA Four Swords co-op game. So the next game in line is actually Ocarina of Time, and then after that Majora's Mask, both of them for the N64, so these controllers will come nicely so that I can actually play them properly. And after that I'm not sure which one is next, especially because we have like multiple timelines in the Zelda series, but I think on one of the timelines the next one will be the Link to the Past, for which this will come in really handy obviously. And then later down the line the 2 NES games, but I have already played those, but I might just replay them with these controllers, just to get a feeling of that. So to summarize, I've got a lot of games that I was missing from my collection and a lot of controllers that I was missing from my collection, and they will be coming very handy to replaying the Zelda series with a controller that actually feels authentic to the generation. And for next month I think I will keep this up. I will try to get more games that are running out of stock nowadays. So I've actually put a halt on my retro game collection because I can collect them a year down the line anyways. The prices will go up for sure, but at least they will be available. But some of these PS4 and Xbox One games are actually just unavailable to buy, and I would not like to buy them used. I would like to buy them brand new if that's an option. So I will focus on those, and for next month we also have a couple of new game releases, namely the next Star Wars game, Jedi Survivor, which is looking really nice, and I loved Fallen Order. I think transitioning the Star Wars like Jedi games into more of a Souls-like type of genre is actually a really good choice. I did play Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy back in the days as well, but I think this Jedi Fallen Order game was way better than any of those. So I think this Souls-like type of game is actually really fitting for a Jedi game, and so I'm looking forward to the Jedi Survivor very much. I've actually ordered the Deluxe Edition for the PlayStation 5. I also have Advance Wars 1+2 Remastered pre-ordered for the Nintendo Switch. I haven't managed to play the previous Advance Wars titles, but looking at some of the early footage from these remasters, they actually look kind of nice. They have a nice modern but still retro style, which I really love. Since I haven't really played the previous games, I'm not sure how the gameplay will feel, but I guess I'll see about that. I like to not watch too many videos of games that I'm interested in, ones that I know I'm interested in, so I like to keep spoilers to a minimum, not necessarily just about the story, but even just gameplay elements or special weapons or gameplay items, something like that. Like, I like to actually explore the game myself. So I'm looking forward to these Advance War remasters, and I think that's it for next month. Or is there any other game releasing next month? Let me check. Oh, we also got Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge for the PlayStation VR 2. I haven't managed to buy a PlayStation VR 2 due to me spending money on PlayStation 4 games this month, but they're still on my list, so I will be getting Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge as well. I actually have it pre-ordered as well. And yes, we have Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp and Star Wars Jedi Survivor Deluxe Edition. And yeah, that's it for next month's pre-orders. So I will keep collecting these PlayStation 4 and Xbox One games that I'm missing, and I will be getting these new releases as well that I've just talked about. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about the channel. I haven't managed to upload a video this month either, but I did manage to recover the latest videos that I've recorded but haven't released yet, including the one that I have already partially edited. So next week I will be on vacation from work, so hopefully that will be a good opportunity to finish editing that and finish editing the other ones as well. I will be spending quite a bit of time with family, so I'm not sure if I will be able to sit down and edit for hours and hours, but we'll see about that. So hopefully I will be able to start uploading again in April. I will try my best and finish up with those videos that I have already recorded, and I might even have the opportunity to start recording again. I do have a couple of videos that I want to make. Obviously I do want to make a video about the data loss that I've experienced. Then I have a couple of IT videos, like hardware related, I mean. Actually 3 of them. I'm not sure how many of them I will end up releasing, but I think it will at least release 2 of them. So that's something to look forward to. But anyways, that's it for this month's recap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe. I wish you guys a happy April, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully not next month, but next week, but I'll see you guys next time.